Before we jump in, let me ask you something. What really makes someone a senior developer? Is it the years of experience, the title on their LinkedIn, or something deeper? In this video, we're going to challenge some common assumptions and take a closer look at what being senior really means in the world of software development, answering the following question. Why do so many senior developers not know as much as they think? Senior developer or just a title? The truth behind the role. Have you ever worked with someone who has the title of senior developer but does not quite live up to it? I do not know about you, but I have definitely been there. And I do not mean this in a bad way. It is just way more common than you would think. Today, I want to talk about why this happens. Why are there so many senior developers who think they know it all, but when it comes to solving a complex problem, things just do not add up? And more importantly, how can you avoid falling into that same trap? If that sounds interesting, stick around. We have a lot to unpack. The title does not always mean much. Not necessarily. Some companies hand out the title like stickers just to justify a salary increase or keep someone happy. And then, when that senior has to lead a team or make important decisions, things get complicated. And let's be fair, it is not always the developer's fault. Sometimes companies themselves have no clear idea of what being senior actually means. For some, it is simply the one who has been here the longest. For others, it is the person who can guide others, solve complex problems, and understand how the entire system works, not just their little piece of it. Have you seen this happen at your job? Drop a comment and share your experience. I am pretty sure I am not the only one who has seen seniors that do not quite live up to the title. The knowledge gap. Another reason this happens is what I call the knowledge bubble. You get so specialized in one thing that you become a true expert, but outside your comfort zone, you're completely lost. For example, I know developers who are amazing with React, components, hooks, global state management, you name it. But if you ask them to design a database or optimize an API, they freeze. And it goes both ways. Some backend devs have never touched a UI and think creating a simple screen takes only 5 minutes. This isn't just their problem, it's an industry problem. We're pushed to specialize so much that we end up like chess masters who have no idea how to play checkers. So, what about you? Are you more of a front-end person, a back-end one, or do you try to balance both?
The inverse impostor syndrome.
Now, let's talk about the infamous inverse impostor syndrome. You're probably familiar with the classic impostor syndrome, where you feel like you are not good enough even though you have experience. Well, this is the opposite. People who think they know more than they actually do. And it is not necessarily out of malice or ego. A lot of times, it happens because they never get real feedback. If you work in a team where everyone applauds you without questioning anything, it is easy to believe you are doing everything perfectly. But the truth is, nobody grows without constructive criticism every now and then. It can also come from a lack of comparison. If you have spent years in a company working on legacy systems and have not faced modern technical challenges, it is only natural to think you know it all. But step out of that environment and you might be in for a surprise. I would love to know, have you ever felt like you were getting a little too comfortable with your experience, or have you seen this happen to someone else? Let me know in the comments how to avoid falling into this trap. Alright, but we are not here just to criticize. I also want to share how you can avoid falling into this cycle. Ask for real feedback. Do not settle for a simple everything looks good. Ask, if you had to point out one thing I could improve, what would it be? That question might sting, but it will help you grow. Step out of your comfort zone. If you are a backend developer, try building a small frontend project. If you are a frontend developer, learn how an API works or write some SQL queries. You do not need to become an expert in everything, but having a basic understanding will make you far more valuable. Teach others. When you explain something, you quickly realize what you truly understand and what you only thought you knew. Plus, people will ask questions that will challenge your thinking. Never stop learning. The day you believe you know enough is the day you start falling behind. There is always something new to learn, and that is what makes this job exciting. Being a senior is not just a title, it is an attitude. In summary, a title is not everything. Being a senior goes far beyond years of experience. It is about facing complex problems, making decisions with good judgment, and helping others grow. If you realize that you might be falling into some of these traps, congratulations. That is already a step forward. The important thing is not to know it all, but to have the humility to keep learning. Now tell me, have you ever worked with a senior who did not quite seem like one?
Or maybe you noticed that you yourself were falling into some of these traps. Share your story in the comments. I'm sure there are some good ones out there.